Hi, old guy here, and I love police procedurals. Jonathan Kellerman and John Sanford and Stephen Hunter, even though his is more like sniper procedural with the character Bob the Nailer than anything. The Europeans are no slouches in regards of police procedurals either. I mean, I've already reviewed Zygmunt Milichowski's Rage, which introduces one of my favorite investigators, the Polish prosecutor Szaki. And now here we have a Danish entry. It's a good one, called the Department Q series by Jussi Adler-Olsen, which begins with a book called The Keeper of Lost Causes. What a great title. I first heard about this series from the movies. There are some excellent film adaptations, and the Winchester Film Club, these guys right here, presented 3 of them. I was hooked right away, right from the first movie, and I managed during one of these presentations to win the first 3 books right here during a contest that they were having. Lucky me. So I already knew what was going on when I finally decided to start reading the series. But that didn't affect my enjoyment of either the books or the novels. This is another one of those cases where novel and movie complement each other, especially in the character of Assad, who is played in the movies by an actor named Faris, who has just become one of my favorite actors overall. In fact, if you want to see him in an absolutely hilarious movie, find the Danish movie called The Commune, which, by the way, is another Winchester Film Club offering. As you'd expect from a Danish novel, it's dark and twisted and downright crazy in places. After all, these guys were Vikings. Still are. And there's a few places where you expect the main character, a homicide detective named Carl Mork, to whip out his battle axe and start some wholesale evisceration, especially of his colleagues and his ex-wife. But he doesn't. Civilization has tamed the Viking spirit, I suppose. Carl Mork is an unpleasant fellow to begin with, made more so when he survives an attack at a murder scene that kills one of his partners and permanently cripples the other. Now, since these 2 were the only ones in the entire Danish police force who were willing to work with Mork, he's left high and dry and full of guilt, halfway convinced he could have prevented the attack if he had just been a little faster on the draw. At some point further along in the novel, he actually gets blamed for the attack, a plot twist that has a rather deleterious effect. Everyone wishes he would just retire. Mork wishes he would too, sitting in the department basement, smoking cigarettes and sleeping on duty, and generally violating every other department protocol that he can think to. But the police department suddenly comes into a boatload of government money, and to justify continued largesse, Mork's boss creates a new section, Department Q, and puts Mork in charge of it. Its mission? Clean up old cases. Mork is not only the head of the department, but its only employee, and is happy to spend the remaining years until retirement smoking and sleeping, except the government expects results. It's the only way to keep that money flowing, don't you know? And since the chief has already allocated 90% of the money to other than Department Q, Carl extorts a car and an assistant, the aforementioned Assad, and decides to take a look at one of the old cases, just for the heck of it. And then the fun begins. This case involves the disappearance 5 years earlier of a popular and beautiful politician from the deck of a ferry boat. Everyone thinks she committed suicide. Even Mork thinks she did. But Assad pushes the case along until the jaded, depressed Mork begins to think there's more to this story than meets the eye. Boy, is there. The psychopathology in this book is just way over the top. You'll find yourself shaking your head and going, no way, over a lot of the very graphic and downright insane events. Maybe it's a Danish thing, I don't know. I mean, after all, the Vikings inflicted blood angels on hapless English monks for fun and profit. Ah, the good old days. Well, old guy here. See you later.